The history I've been studying about the first things that lived on the earth. The first things that lived on the earth were lots of bacteria. And some plants lived on the earth too. And there was a lot of little tiny creatures that looked like kind of like this. Like this Dickinsonian. It's a flat worm-like animal. It crawls along the seabed. And these are about the shells and skeletons that they found. These are the bigger animals that started in the sea. This animal is called a pabina, and it has a long nozzle with claws at the tip. And it has 5 eyes on they kind of look like mushrooms. And this is called a trilobite. It's a common Cambrian arthropod. The body is divided into segments. This is its head. And the body is divided into segments. This says each segment has a hard outer casing. This is the animal's skeleton. Now, these creatures were a bit bigger than the other ones. This is like coral and stuff. These are some horned corals. This says pieces of shell and skeleton from the sea creatures help build up a rocky reef. And these are sea snails, and they have teeth on their tongues. And they just lick the floor and they just eat. And this is a giant sea scorpion, and it's called Pterygotus. It has large eyes, and the sea scorpion has caught a trilobite in one of its pincers. And here are the first fish. This is a really big fish. It's 10 meters, it's 30 feet long. It's called Glycolostus. And it has really a lot of teeth. It's kind of like a shark, because it has like teeth in one row and then the next row. And this head is covered with curved bony plates. And this is an early shark called Cladocilach. The body is streamlined for gliding through the water. As the shark's new teeth wear out, a new set grows behind them. And these are the fish's gills, right behind their heads. They're on their neck. And they've got sharp, pointed teeth for grasping prey. And the fins help the fish stay upright and move quickly through the water. And here are the first creatures that lived on the land. So they were all bugs that were there first. This is a millipede. It has all these tiny little legs. It feasts on rotting plants. As dead plants rot, they mix with grains of rock to form soil, so new plants can grow. This is a scorpion that has a poisonous tail. And these are some cockroaches. It's about to eat its teeth right there. And this is a centipede. Centipedes have poisonous fangs for catching their prey. And this is called a Ryanella. It is a tiny wingless insect. See, it's tiny because this is a centipede and this is really tiny. And this says, this is problem for plants. To survive on dry land, plants need roots to work and make water from the ground, and a network of tubes to carry the water from the roots to grow. So they needed to find water. So that was why it was hard for plants to survive. And this is a mite. It's sucking sap from a plant. This is called a Palochtheridoides. It's a spider-like creature. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs and 2 big fangs. And it hunts for insects like mites and grubs. And he's about to eat the mite. You can go up. And these are the fish. Back then, fish could go on in the water and out of the water. So this kind of fish is called Acanthostega. See, these are like, they kind of look like these. It did not go on land. It stayed in water, but sometimes it would go on these rocks. It needed to stay in the water to survive. So sometimes it would go up here so it could see on top of the water if any predators were going to come down. This says, in shallow water, Acanthostega pushes itself around on its short legs. But meanwhile, this Ichthyostega, it has really strong hind legs. These are just for swimming, but it can go on land. It usually stays on land. It can breathe in water because it has gills, and it can breathe out of the water. This says, in the water, Ichthyostega is a fast-moving hunter. Because they're wide paddle-like back legs, and they can make them go faster. And this says the back legs were too weak to use on any land. So he would just use his strong arms to pull him forward. And this says a strong rib cage supports the animal's lungs. And this fish is called Candorhynchus. Has 4 strong arm and leg fins and no fins upon its back. It just has 1, 2 arm fins and 2 leg fins. It didn't have the this, and it has a wide tail fin, so it can balance because it doesn't have the fins on top of its back. And this is when the trees did find water, and they had swamps to find it in forests.
Dad.
This is an early crocodile. It's called a Phalidoggaster. It's a large crocodile-like creature. It hunts fish and smaller amphibians. And this is a Meganeura. It's a giant dragonfly. It has wings that measure, its wings are 2 feet long. And this is a giant millipede. It feasts on the rotting leaves, creating coal. Dead plants and fallen trees pile up on the forest floor and gradually buried under layers of mud. Over millions of years, the plants and trees were squeezed together until they hardened and turned into coal. They turned into coal. And this is a lizard-like animal known as Lizzie. It may have spent all of its life on dry land. And this is a tree fern. Right here, those are the ferns in the trees. And then after that, the reptiles came, and then the first dinosaurs started. And I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.